One of the most famous and influential experiments ever conducted in the history of psychology demonstrated how children may learn to be aggressive. This study by Albert Bandura and his associates Dorothea Ross and Sheila Ross was carried out in 1961 at Stanford University. Bandura is considered to be one of the founders of a school of psychological thought called social learning theory. This research has come to be known throughout the field of psychology as the Bobo doll study.
Bandura and his associates offered 4 predictions. The first one: children who observed adult models performing acts of aggression would imitate the adult and engage in similar aggressive behaviors, even if the model was no longer present. The second theory: children who were exposed to the non-aggressive models would not only be less aggressive than those who observed the aggression, but also significantly less aggressive than a control group of children who were exposed to no model at all.
The researchers enlisted the help of the director and the head teacher of the Stanford University Nursery School in order to obtain participants for their study. A total of 36 boys and 36 girls ranging in age from 3 years to almost 6 years participated in the study. The control group, consisting of 24 children, would not be exposed to any model. The remaining 48 children were first divided into 2 groups, one exposed to aggressive models and the other exposed to non-aggressive models.
In the non-aggressive experiment, the adult model first played with Steve in a happy manner. Later, when the adult was done playing with Steve, the child picked up Steve and played in a happy manner, showing no signs of aggression.
His third theory: because children tend to identify with parents and other adults of their same sex, participants would imitate the behavior of the same-sex model to a greater degree than a model of the opposite sex. The fourth theory: since aggression is a highly masculine type behavior in society, boys should be more predisposed than girls toward imitating aggression, the difference being most marked for subjects exposed to the male model.
The children who were exposed to the violent models tended to imitate the exact violent behaviors they observed. On average, were 38.2 instances of imitative physical aggression for each of the boys, as well as 12.7 for the girls who had been exposed to the aggressive models. In addition, the models' verbally aggressive behaviors were imitated an average of 17 times by the boys and 15.7 times by the girls. These specific acts of physical and verbal aggression were virtually never observed in the participants exposed to the non-aggressive models or in the control group that was not exposed to any model.
Research discussed in this chapter made at least 2 fundamental contributions to psychology. First, it demonstrated dramatically how children can acquire new behaviors simply by observing adults, even when the adults are not physically present. Social learning theorists believe that many, if not most, of the behaviors that compromise human personality are formed through this modeling process. Second, this research formed the foundation of hundreds of studies over the past 45 years on the effects of children of viewing violence in person or in the media. Perhaps of even greater concern is scientific evidence demonstrating that the effects of violent media on children may continue into adulthood. One study found that the childhood exposure to media violence predicts young adult aggressive behavior for both male and females. Identification with aggressive TV characters and perceived realism of TV violence also predict larger aggression.